Welcome back to another lesson. In this one, relative atomic mass. Now, it's an important topic because it links into all your calculations. It's potentially easy marks, and with it linking with calculations, it makes up roughly 20% of your paper, depending on your exam board. Now, we'll start off by looking at atomic mass, and we've got beryllium here as our example. Beryllium has the two numbers 9 and 4. The atomic mass is the big number, so we're going to focus on that for the purpose of this lesson. Using that, take the next 30 seconds to find the atomic mass of each of these elements. Here are the answers. Okay, let's build on that. We need to also understand formula. So here's chlorine, Cl2. All this means is we have two chlorines. Another example, we have carbon dioxide, CO2, and again the small number only applies to the element in front of it. We have one carbon and two oxygens. H2O. The small number again applies to the element in front of it. So in this case, we'd have two hydrogens and one oxygen. However, the big number here applies to the entire formula. So we multiply everything by that number. In this case, we'd have 6 hydrogens and 3 oxygen atoms. And our final example on here, aluminium nitrate. The small number, again, applies to the element in front. So in this case, we'd have 1 aluminium, 1 nitrogen, and 3 oxygens. And whenever we have a bracket and a number outside, we just expand the brackets. So in this case, 1 aluminium, 3 nitrogens, and 9 oxygens. And we'll not forget the 2 in front as well, multiplying everything again by 2. 2 aluminiums, 6 nitrogens, and 18 oxygens. Using that, work out the number of atoms in each of these formula. Take the next minute to do so. If you need more time, just pause the video. Let's see how we've done. Now, the next step is to work out the relative formula mass, and we're building on everything we've looked at. So we'll take that chlorine example, where we have 2 chlorines, and on the periodic table, each of those has a mass of 35.5. So the relative formula mass is going to be the sum of each individual mass, in this case 71. Our next example, we'll multiply each of those by their individual masses. So 1 multiplied by 12 and 2 multiplied by 16, giving us an MR, or relative formula mass, of 44. And water. Now for this, whenever we're working out the MR, we only look at one molecule. So we have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. We'll multiply these by the individual masses, giving us a total of 18. And our last example here was that aluminium nitrate. Again, we'll disregard the big number up front and look at one of those formulas. We have 1 aluminium, 3 nitrogens, and 9 oxygens. And finally, multiply by their individual masses to give us an MR of 213. Okay, using that, give these examples a go. Take the next minute to do so, and of course, pause the video if you need more time. Here's the answers to those questions. And again, we're going to disregard the big number up front when working out MR. Let's apply these to some past paper questions. Here's 2 from previous exams. Take the next minute to work through these. Let's see how we've done. We'll follow the same principles as before, finding out how many of each atom we have, and using our periodic table, multiply that by the AR, or the atomic mass, of each individual element. And our last question. Take the next minute to work through this one. Here's the answers to those questions, where we've got 2 silver atoms and 3 oxygens. So we'll multiply 2 by 108 and 3 by 16, giving us a total of 264. Okay, let's summarize. So we have to look and bear in mind the rules whenever we're working out the number of each atom. and we'll use our periodic table, which is always given to us in a chemistry exam, to work out the MR, disregarding the first big number up front. Whenever we're doing this for other calculations, working out the MR will almost always give you 1 mark. So if you're ever unsure how to do a calculation, at the very least we can work out the MR to secure ourselves 1 mark. Right, that's it for this lesson. Our next one is on isotopes. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll get back to you.